I am fucking baking, bro. Give me like 20 minutes, I'll be ready for dinner.
The thing is that Bob Arum or Don King are not here. They fucking give like an hour speech before the fight. Who's that?
Don King or Bob Arum? Which sometimes there's some gold in there, bro.
I know.
Sometimes.
Not when you're under the sun.
Sometimes it's some hot shit in there.
All of us are ready, actually.
Please, no photos. Woo! Good thing I put on deodorant today, bro. You got lucky.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to you, and we welcome you to the beautiful Beverly Hilton Hotel here in Beverly Hills, California, as Premier Boxing Champions presents one of the most highly anticipated fights of the year, for the very first super middleweight undisputed world championship. It's champion versus champion with Canelo Alvarez versus Caleb Plant. This event is brought to you by Canelo Promotions along with TGB Promotions, sponsored by Hennessy and Value. The event takes place on Saturday, November the 6th, at one of the most famous and historic places where mega fights have taken place for so many years, the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com, and you can see this fight on Showtime Pay-Per-View. Well, my pleasure to introduce the principals at this time. We're going to bring them out. They're going to face off for the very first time. Ladies and gentlemen, first introducing to you the defending IBF World Champion. Undefeated at 21-0 with 12 knockouts. A Tennessee native from Ashland City and nearby Nashville, trained by Justin Gamber and father Richie Plant. He'll be making the fourth defense of his title. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the undefeated and defending IBF Super Middleweight Champion of the World, Sweet Hands, Caleb Plant. And now, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent to the stage at this time, boxing's #1 star. Star of the sport and the fighting pride of Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. Under the guidance of his trainer and manager, Eddie Reynoso, this 4-division world champion is the current unified WBA, WBC, and WBO super middleweight champion of the world, Saul Canelo Alvarez.
Live la mano, güey. La mano, güey.
There they are, ladies and gentlemen. Premier Boxing and Champions presents Canelo versus Plant, Saturday, November 6th, MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. live on Showtime pay-per-view.
Te dije que iba a buscar. Empujón.
¡Viva México!
Plant's bleeding. Plant's bleeding.
Sit down, sit down.
Sit down!
Fucking plant is bleeding.
Siéntese, gobernador.
Siéntense. Vamos.
He is.
El bombo is here. Right. Yes.
Let's have a seat. Let's have a seat here.
It's a professional sport. That
Come on, sit down.
Hey, take your seat. Down in front, sit down.
Come on, get out.
my fucking phone went hot. It went hot, right? Right
Move it.
So much for the fight, bro. I guess it's gonna be December 6th.
Hey, if we could have everyone take their seats, we will proceed with this press conference.
Pinche demanda que le va a meter, ¿verdad?
Sí, güey, porque fuera de...
Esto no va a quedar la pura
Damn,
pantalla,
bro.
pero ya se cayó la pelea.
So now we're looking at December 6th or what?
Mira,
He's bleeding on. Still?
está cortado.
Is it bad or what? I haven't been able to see the side of his face.
Una cortada.
¿Es grande? Yeah, look at that towel, bro. Fuck, it's a nasty cut, bro.
How did he scratch it?
He had glasses on, so maybe when... It probably was the fucking glasses coming off.
Ponle.
Fight doctor in here.
Damn, I already booked my flight.
Le dijo que le iba a la América.
Ya, güey, ya tenía el pinche shot y me trajiste, mamón.
It's on Southwest, so I'll be cool. That's a nasty cut, though, bro.
My fucking phone went
It
hot.
looked like a
And
nasty
I missed
cut.
that shit just as he pushed me.
He's gonna have to go to the hospital right now. Or just for a checkup.
Probably. Yeah, he can't be out here just
En
baking
el
it.
sol no puede estar.
Yeah, he can't just get here.
But Canelo pushed him. He pushed him in the face.
Canelo pushed him.
He pushed him in the chest. You see?
Canelo pushed him first.
Yeah.
Yeah, he pushed him in. He pushed him in the chest. How did he get cut out of the eye?
When they came back to each other,
Fight doctor.
somebody swung at somebody.
I know Plant swung at him. Plant punched him. Did he hit him?
I think Canelo swung at him too.
Oh, he did.
Like at the same time, they like swung at each other at the same time. That's a nasty cut, bro.
Wow.
So you shouldn't wear sunglasses on the fucking face off. Hey guys, if you guys want the little fight breakout, just rewind and you'll see it.
November 6th. He's got time to heal.
Yeah, but now he can't spar. Yeah, but now he can't spar.
Right.
And shit like that.
Who needs sparring at the place?
Fuck. Oh, they got him a band-aid. It's gonna be bleeding out of the band-aid, bro.
No, ya no van a poner. Es que, ¿de qué puta los dejaron solos como por 2 minutos, güey? No mames.
Yeah, you gotta get someone in there,
Fucking
bro.
yo, don't mess up the soul.
Okay, we'll continue with our press conference right now.
Okay. Well, let's go.
Proceed as things have calmed down a bit. My pleasure to introduce to you at this time. Very hard-working and long-time respected man of boxing. He's the president of TGB Promotions, Tom Brown.
Thank you, Jimmy. Introduce you to a special event today, but it is. So I want to say good afternoon and welcome to everyone. This is a very special press conference. And really, I cannot believe that we got this fight together. It took us a couple of runs at it. And here we are today with the undisputed super middleweight championship on November 6th. And it's a real pleasure to be working once again with our network partner, Showtime, Steven Espinoza, and his entire team. Showtime Boxing has a long history of being involved in the sport's biggest and most important events. It's an absolute honor to be here working with the pound-for-pound king, Canelo Alvarez, Eddie Reynoso, everybody with Canelo Promotions. And I'm very happy to be back working with Caleb Plant, everybody on Team Plant. You know, back in 2014, I promoted Caleb's pro debut just down the street at USC. So it's very nice for me to see him up here today in this position. As Jimmy said, Canelo Alvarez holds 3 of the 168-pound titles. Caleb Plant owns the other belt. And they'll battle to be crowned the first undisputed super middleweight champion in the 4-belt era. History will be made on November 6th at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. And before I go here, just to lighten it up a little bit, when I said this is a special press conference, it's also a special day for me. It's my 36th wedding anniversary. My wife, Sandy's here today. Sandy, thanks for putting up with me all these years. And if it wasn't for my wife and marrying a Gustian, I probably would never be in this sport today, the sport that I love so much. So thank you, Stan. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Tom, and that applause was for Sandy, because Tom is one of the busiest men in boxing, and you've done so much to support him. We all know that. Bringing this fight to Showtime is something very, very
Guys, if
special.
you're just tuning in, rewind to the beginning and you'll see the fight.
Make it all happen. My
Canelo
pleasure to
pushed the
introduce
shit
to
out
you
of
the
Caleb.
president of Showtime Sports, Steven Espinoza.
Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Got a good angle of it too.
Thank you, Jimmy. 2021 has been a phenomenal year for Showtime Boxing. One of our most prolific years in recent memory. Showtime has delivered 17 live boxing events so far this year, with several more to come. 8 world championship fights, multiple world title unifications, and 1 fight for the undisputed world title. Well, actually now let's make that 2 fights for undisputed world title fights, as a very good year for Showtime becomes a great year for Showtime. We're proud to welcome Canelo Alvarez back to Showtime. We also welcome Caleb Plant for his Showtime debut. Now, it was almost exactly 9 years ago September 15th, 2012, that Canelo made his debut on Showtime, a thrilling fight versus
Guys, if you're
Josecito
just
Lopez.
tuning in,
9 years is a long
rewind it
time.
till like the
Canelo at
first
that
2
point was a
minutes
super
or something.
welterweight. Eddie Reynoso was a
Shit out
promising
of Caleb
young
Plant, and then they
up-and-coming
fucking
trainer.
swing at each other.
I had a lot more hair. Now that was a very young Canelo Alvarez, a very young Eddie Reynoso. And that started an impressive run of fights in which Canelo demonstrated his willingness, really his desire, his demand to take the toughest fights available. The fights that no one else wanted. Austin Trout, Erislandy Lara, Floyd Mayweather, guys that everyone else avoided. And together back in 2013, we set a record at the time for the biggest pay-per-view of all time, as we helped launch Canelo as boxing's newest pay-per-view star. And now, 9 years later, we are proud to welcome him back for this mega fight. And we're also proud to welcome Eddie Reynoso back, the 2019 Trainer of the Year, now recognized as one of the best young trainers in the sport. He has Canelo now as a 4-division world champion. He's unified titles in 3 different divisions. The consensus #1 fighter in the sport, the biggest star in the sport, the biggest draw in the sport. And fighting in what is arguably the most important fight of his career, a fight for history, for legacy, a fight that would put him in a category that no other Mexican boxer, actually no other Latin American boxer has ever achieved. A fight to become an undisputed 4-belt world champion, something only 6 other men in boxing have done. But this is a fight of champion versus champion. Caleb Plant is also a world champion, an undefeated world champion with 3 successful world title defenses. A big, strong, athletic boxer who has fought most of his career at super middleweight. An undefeated fighter who is full of confidence and believes that this is his time, his opportunity. And I'm confident he'll tell you that in just a few moments. And so on November 6th, Alvarez versus Plant comes to Showtime pay-per-view, the home of the big fights, the most trusted and longest tenured network in boxing. There is no other network making a more meaningful or more significant commitment to the sport of boxing. We are the home of boxing's biggest and best fights. With all the changes in the sport, new platforms, new networks coming into the sport, new approaches, there is one constant: Showtime Championship Boxing. The big fights are in Showtime. We've been here for 35 years, and we're not going anywhere. 17 live boxing events thus far in 2021, from Showbox to World Championship to pay-per-views, including the 2 biggest pay-per-view events of the year. And we are prepared to utilize the power of the Viacom-CBS Corporation to market, promote, and support this event in the way it deserves. As we look forward to this highly anticipated event, we'd like to thank our partners, Premier Boxing Champions, Canelo Promotions, TGB Promotions, and most of all, these 2 great fighters who have come together for this historic event. So mark your calendars now. November 6th, the biggest fight night of the year, a must-see event for every boxing fan. We'll see you then.
Thank you, Stephen, and it has been an amazing year for Showtime, and it's just September now, this fight in November, and we have a lot more coming as well. Now it's time to hear from the men who probably know their fighters better than anyone else in the world, their trainers. We'll begin with the IBF trainer, champion of the world, the IBF trainer, longtime trainer of Caleb Plant, Justin Gamber. Justin?
Thank you. Thanks to everyone for coming out today. Just real quick, I want to thank everyone on our team, Team Sweet Hands. I want to thank Lou DeCubas Jr., Caleb's manager, Al Hammond, Caleb's advisor, for believing in us, and getting us this fight that we wanted, and giving us the opportunity to make history. And man, it's been blood, sweat, and tears, literally. It's been a long journey. This fight is not about money, it's about legacy. 1996, when I was 15 years old, my favorite fight in the world was the IBF super middleweight champion, Roy Jones Jr. And every boxing fan back then craved unification bouts, craved an undisputed champion at 168. And now it's 2021, and I train the IBF super middleweight champion of the world. We're going to be fighting for all the marbles. And tune in on November 6th, and you will see the first undisputed super middleweight champion in boxing history from Nashville, Tennessee. Nothing that happened today is going to mess with the outcome of the fight whatsoever. All right? It only gives us more drive, more hunger. Like I said, come November 6th, tune in, and you will see Tennessee's undisputed champion at 168. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you very much, Justin. That's certainly good news also. Now we hear from Canelo's trainer, the renowned longtime trainer and manager for Canelo, Eddie Reynoso.
Buenas tardes a todos los aquí presentes, toda la prensa, hay mucha prensa.
Thanks for being here, all the press.
Creo que va a ser una pelea muy morbosa, muy importante, la primera vez que se unifiquen las 168 libras.
I think it's going to be a great fight, one where we unify the 168 pound.
Como siempre vamos a hacer un trabajo fuerte en el gimnasio. Nosotros hablamos con trabajo, con sacrificios, y ese día vamos a tener el primer mexicano en tener todos los cinturones de boxeo del mundo.
Likewise, like for every fight, we're going to work hard in the gym.
Ha sido con Al Heyman que para mí es imposible esta pelea. Muchas gracias otra vez aquí por estar aguantando todo el sol, y pues nosotros ya estamos listos para vencer. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, and we're going to see a champion on 168. We've always been working very hard in the gym, like we always do for all the fights. We want to thank PBC and Al Heyman for having this fight take off on November 6th. Thank you for being here in this sunny weather.
Thank you, Eddie Reynoso. And now let's hear from our fighters themselves. First, a man who is aiming not only to retain his title, his undefeated record, but to become the first ever undisputed super middleweight world champion and to become the new face of boxing. Here is the undefeated IBF super middleweight champion of the world, Caleb Sweet Hands Plant.
What's going on, everybody? Appreciate everybody showing up today. I want to thank Al Heyman. I want to thank my manager, Luis de Cubas, my boxing coaches, Justin, and my dad, the rest of my team, my wife, Jordan. I want to thank all my supporters and believers back home in Tennessee, root me on. I know that you guys have been supporting me for a long time, and I appreciate that. But you know, there's only one thing better than proving people right, and that's proving people wrong. And I've been doing that my whole life. Before going to the Olympics in London as an alternate in 2012, before the Olympic trials, before winning the Golden Glove Nationals, before the WSB, before any Team USA I made, before any national tournament or any regional tournament. As soon as I stepped on the stage, as soon as I came on, they started with it. What I can accomplish, what I can't accomplish, what I can do, what I can't do. You see, because where I'm from, there is no boxing community. There is no other pros that I can look to and be like, man, if he can do it, I can do it. There were no other boxers that I could look at and be like, he did steps A, B, and C, so this is what I need to do to get it done. I didn't have any of that. I had this, and I had this. You see, I don't do this to be famous. I don't do this to get attention. Because when we first started, it was just me and my dad. And we didn't get any attention. No one believed in us. They certainly didn't think that I'd be standing here today. I can remember when we first started, him and my grandfather scrounged up just a little bit of money to open up a little boxing gym, and I mean, it was little. I can remember it was nothing but white tile on the floor. And we had a ring taped off on the floor with nothing but tape, and when we'd spar, we'd stand around and hold hands so that people wouldn't be falling everywhere. When they'd get sweaty, they'd slip and fall and go through the wall, and I can remember there's one heavy bag hanging in the corner. You couldn't even work around it. It was hanging so close to the corner. But when you really want something, you don't need all the fanciest things. You don't need the latest technology. Like I said, all you need is this and this. So I know a lot of you when I say that I'm going to win November 6th, because I am going to win November 6th, that you don't believe me. But let me explain something to y'all. All of you who tell me what I can't do and blah, blah, blah bullshit, a lot of you live believable lives. And you've accomplished believable things. But you see, when I sat out on this, I promised myself that I was going to run this all the way to the top, where I had no problem crashing and burning and dying on the way. So when I set out to live an unbelievable life and accomplish unbelievable things. So I don't need you guys to believe in me when I say what I say. Matter of fact, I want you to keep doing what you're doing and keep not believing in me, because you're the very reason that I'm here. Like I said, I know that sounds silly to y'all, but you should have seen how silly the faces look when I beat Jerry Odom to win the Golden Glove National. Somebody who was in the finals of all 3 national tournaments that year, knocking everybody out. He was the boogeyman, right? And you should have seen how silly your faces look. And I mean, a lot of you boxing writers, everybody who's going to be seeing this on YouTube and social media. You remember what you said Jose Euskatiki was going to do to me? You said he was going to dog walk me. And what happened? He got his ass dog walked. And he got set on his ass twice. So Miguel Cotto's brother can make you do the chicken dance, but I can't? Yeah, okay. Again, I don't need you guys to believe in me. I've been doing it my whole life. So mark my words, November 6th, you will hear the words, and the new undisputed super middleweight. The only difference is right after that, you'll hear the words, and still undefeated. Mark my words. That's funny? You think that's funny? Yeah? Well, keep laughing. You keep laughing, motherfucker, because you know when you're going to find out? Real soon. And you know when you're going to find out? The same time everybody else found out. And you know when that was? You know when they found out? When it was too late. That's when they found out. That's exactly when you're going to find out. Mark my words. Bitch. And you a bitch too. You know the only difference between you and him? Is he's a fat ass bitch and you a bitch. And you a drug cheat. And you a drug cheat. So tell me something. Tell me something. Oscar Valdez can pop positive for something and not get suspended for 6 months, but he can pop positive for something and get suspended for 6 months. But somehow he ain't drug cheat. You're a cheater. You're a cheater. You went to trial. You got suspended for 6 months. You're a cheater.
Whatever you say. See you November 6th. You want to see something special when you feel.
Thank you. Now we're going to hear from the other side. Now for Bounty and #1 star of boxing.
Too good.
To become the first undisputed super middleweight world champion, the first Mexican and Latin American to capture an undisputed title, and one of boxing's all-time greats. Please welcome the unified super middleweight champion of the world, Saul Canelo Alvarez.
You don't know my level. And you will see November 6th. You don't want to find out. I promise you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. See you November 6th. You know what I do. And you know what is come to with this guy, November 6th. Thank you.
Well, we will have a chance to hear more from the fighters as we this time turn to our Q&A session. My pleasure to hand the microphone duties over to Emmy Award-winning sportscaster and host of Showtime Championship Boxing, the one and only Brian Custer. Brian.
Thank you, Jimmy. Canelo, Caleb, welcome back. Last time we saw Caleb on Showtime was September of 2017. Last time we saw Canelo on Showtime pay-per-view was July of 2014, so it's been a while. Welcome back. Let's get right into it. I guess the first question here, let's answer what happened here today. What, Caleb, in a face-off would make you guys want to take swings at one another?
First off, all we was doing is staring at each other. He had something to say, I had something to say. He's gonna be me, I'm gonna be him. And then, he did what he did, so you have to ask him that question.
Canelo, what would make you guys want to take swings at each other with just a face-off?
Say whatever he wants to me, but not to my mom. Because I'm gonna out everybody to say something to my mom. And he swing first. I just push him, but he swing first. Yes. I do what I do.
Let's get to the obvious question. What would it mean to you? What would it mean to your legacy to be the first undisputed super middleweight champion of the world?
For me, it's history. It's history from Mexico. For everybody, for my team, and to be able to be the first Mexican undisputed fighter, so it's great for my career.
Caleb, same question. I mean, you would be the first. What would that mean to you? What would that mean to your legacy?
It would mean a lot. I've dedicated a lot to this sport. I've sacrificed a lot for this sport. And, I've been doing this a long time. So it would just be my life's work coming down to one moment. And it would etch my name in the history books forever, which is the reason I'm doing this. It's not for money. It's not to get attention, to be famous. I want my name in the history books. And that's why I'm here.
Let's get this out of the way, because as you mentioned, when Oscar Valdez got punished for coming up positive for banned substance, Caleb, you tweeted, quote, "Eddie and Canelo deserve bitch of the year. All of them are suspect. Everything out of that camp is intentional. They have the knowledge, the experience to know better, the resources to have the best in whatever they want. But tacos, beef, and tea is always the reason. Get the F out of here. People don't take this stuff out of confidence, they take it out of fear. I said what I said, I stand by it, so F whoever don't like it. The people in the sport know what's up, but they're the ones who don't speak up, or the ones who just cheat just like them."
Yeah, I think that, that's too apparent in our sport today. This is a dangerous enough sport for people to be popping positive for things. And, by the way, I don't think he got punished. So, but yeah, there's no room for that in our sport. Cheating, that's not, people don't cheat out of confidence. People cheat out of fear. And, he went to trial and he got suspended for 6 months. So it is what it is. He's a cheater.
You think Canelo was a cheater?
Did he get suspended for 6 months?
Yeah.
Right. Did he test positive? So you don't have to ask me. It's not well, he said he is and he said he ain't. It's not up for discussion. It's not what I say. I'm not making this up. I'm not, I don't want this to be in our sport, so this ain't something that I want. It's not what I said. It's what the commission said. It's what the banned substance list said. So you can't take that up with me. You have to take that up with him.
Eddie, I'll let you respond to that first because you mentioned you as well. What's your response?
Simplemente yo no soy quien rige el boxeo, yo solamente soy un entrenador y así como él y él como lo dice, hay muchas perras que hablan y ladran nomás, no por bravas, porque tienen hambre. Esa es la verdad. Muchas gentes como él hablan y desprestigian no nada más a los entrenadores, a los boxeadores, al deporte, a un país entero que está detrás de un deportista o de un entrenador.
simplemente las cosas las dejo y las tomo de quien vienen. Al final todo sale a la luz. Los buenos deportistas siempre van a ser buenos deportistas y los maricones como que siempre se esconden detrás de las pinches redes sociales, pero es el día del 6 de noviembre se puede esconder. Y la verdad me tiene sin cuidado porque es uno más o uno de los pocos que hablan mierda y que nomás se esconden detrás de las redes sociales.
Well, there's a lot of people that hide from the social media point of view and say things, but then they will put up, some are bitches in the sport and they want to take down a whole country, and also a great sports athlete that represents a country like Canelo's thing, and they talk a lot of shit.
Porque un cabrón que tiene huevos se pone a hacer las cosas por él y no empieza a hablar pendejadas de toda la gente, que se dediquen y que hablen las cosas y que trabajen y que se pongan a entrenar y que ganen peleas y que le echen huevos, no nada más que estén como los pinches culones que nomás están hablando.
Oh yeah, there are a couple of bad words. You basically said you need to work hard. You need to have the balls to work as hard as they do.
Bad words.
To have this event.
I have the balls to work hard without testing positive for illegal substance. Why don't you have the balls to work hard without testing positive for illegal substance? The question was about the drugs, and the only thing you've talked about is blah 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 bullshit sweeping under the rug. Or what? Or what?
You will see November 6th.
Or what? All right, then wait November 6th and shut the fuck up then.
So how about this? Let's wrap it up with this.
No, for what?
Let's wrap it up with this. For all the people who pay their hard-earned money, put down money for pay-per-view, they're coming November 6th to Las Vegas. They're paying their hard-earned money on Showtime pay-per-view to see you guys fight. Caleb, what can you guarantee these people they're going to get on November 6th?
Like I said, you're going to hear the words and two and still undefeated.
Canelo, what can you guarantee the people they're going to get on November 6th?
I'm gonna knock out this guy. Less than eight rounds. Easy.
Folks, it is for the undisputed super middleweight championship of the world. It will be the first 168-pound undisputed champion in the sport of boxing. Thank you for coming out. Gentlemen, best of luck. We'll see you all on November 6th.
Muchas gracias a todos. Hay una disculpa por el inconveniente.
Everyone get a photo. Take a seat.
¿Esperabas eso? ¿Esperabas lo que sucedió?
Canelo. Una foto, ¿no? Canelo, did I make you mad, Canelo?
Gracias, Canelo. Gracias.
su madre.
You guys, the boxers from print, media only, will make their way to the lunchroom. Print, media only. No more video. Thank you.
The writers can go in the lunchroom, and we're going to do red carpet for Caleb. Yes, as planned. Yes, sir. Same spot.
What's up, dog?
Brandon. Nick. That was fun.
Caleb Plant will be on the red carpet after this interview. Anybody on TV, make your way to the red carpet for Plant. Thank you.
Fucking hell. Chaos.
Why? Oh.
Miss that.
Why?
I missed that tension. Right?
Pink is throwing in that.
That was unexpected.
We were just talking about that earlier too. We were like, we don't get anything. We were like, oh
Right, is this always
shit.
And it was Canelo that popped it off.
Yeah.
Todd.
A little surprising.
Let him get you in the carpet, please.
But what he said, if he really said something about the phone.
I don't know, but that's a good enough reason that we're all kind of like, oh, okay. Right? We all kind of accepted it after that, huh? Like, well, he said something about his mom, I guess. Gotta push somebody when they say something about your mom. That was like the only thing you could come back with that was girl. I guess, yeah. Screw that guy.
Right, any questions for me?
Yeah. Someone staying here?
Huh?
Staying here by chance? That I could get their internet from their room?
Oh, no. No. You want my,
No, I'm on a hotspot.
Oh,
It's
you
just
are?
crap. Yeah, it's just.
I know, right? Because
great.
everyone's doing.
Everyone's.
Nice and slow, so don't rush. Please don't push it.
And no fighting each other.
Yeah. No pushing, no. Maybe we should take off sunglasses.
Ahí aparece ya. Ahí está ya. Ponte cámara.
What the hell? Bob already
This is
changed.
actually.
what?
This one's
Oh, no,
actually-
never mind.
If you could grab it and put it behind us,
Where's that?
we could do that. 'Cause yeah.
Want to get water?
Yeah, for sure. That's mine. So,
Alright, sweet. Thanks.
yeah, this way we got some more room in here. Yeah, much better, right?
And doing full booty.
And you know what? I got Canelo saying he's going to pay, which maybe didn't mean too much before. It means something now. Ooh, that's hot.
We got not in the room.
If only I got it instead.
I did a show with you in Vanny. Rise the Love Show for Maggie, remember? Yeah. How you doing, man? Good to see you. How you been?
Any stuff?
Yeah.
No, I just posted the video.
Good to see you, man. Good, homie. You look better. You look more full. You doing better? You feeling better? Good, man. Yeah. We love you, bro.
Oh, it was a flat. Oh, he swung at him.
Yeah, he swung, but it was like a
Kind of, well then how did
it looks like fingertips.
How did Caleb? Oh,
That is what did it.
That palm strike's pretty.
Oh, he hit him with the left and the right. See? Caleb misses. One, bam, and then he hits him with the other hand. Bam. It was when he came back with the left.
Bro, after 6 months, you finally see this guy.
Your last.
Yeah, you hit him with two rights. You're right. Hit him with two lefts. Yeah, he hit him with the right left.
Get this spot right here.
I need that.
I know, I'm coming back.
Yeah, no, you're filming it and you're gonna send it up.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you want to. I don't care. Give it to Ken.
Is anyone's Wi-Fi worth a damn?
Bro,
They're all fucking terrible.
Wi-Fi's terrible. Everything's terrible here.
Fucking hell.
Connectivity, man. It's bad.
Wow. 1% for like 5 minutes.
I get one of those hot spots. You were like,
I have one. It's fucking trash. I just thought maybe the Hilton shit would be better. But
one of my friends is getting this thing for streaming where he gets like different hotspots and combines them in one. But it's like it's pretty expensive though because you have to pay monthly for each of them and then you have to pay monthly for the thing that combines them.
Oh fuck! You have to pay monthly for that too. It's not like just
it's not just a device. Like a service.
Shit, it might pay for itself if I were to get up this fucking video.
For real, right?
How'd I go from 1% to 0? How am I going backwards? Bullshit.
1 to 0. I ain't ever good.
They're pulling signals from you.
Has anyone gotten shit up? Has Kim gotten anything up?
She's on the left.
She's on her shit.
I mean, the 50.
So we know that he don't like being called out of his name at all. He called him a motherfucker. He went skyrocket pissed off.
Oh, maybe that's what Plant said.
Yeah, he called him a
Maybe he called him a motherfucker.
Oh, but
Canelo just her mother.
He called me a motherfucker. He said, don't say motherfucker. Don't you say motherfucker. So he don't want to be cursed at, bro. He doesn't like to be fucking cursed at all.
Or just like a little bit of misunderstanding.
Right, yeah.
I mean, I'm with the shit, so.
Yeah, he like, he came off as a whole gangster just now, though, bro.
That's a whole
He
gangster.
came off as a whole gangster just now, bro.
He was bleeding too on his forearm.
Okay, it was?
Mm-hmm.
By walking out here, passing by the signs for bar rooms and stuff, I was like, oh.
Are you doing it?
Is Sarah?
Putting me in pain. Oh, I know.
Was it bad?
It's kind of like it wasn't bleeding too much, but it was just a like line. It was a long. It wasn't deep.
Yeah. I haven't even got a chance to look at it up close yet.
Querido Jesús, chécate porque el primer en vivo que hice se perdió.
Hey, but he really didn't swing. He just pushed him and he came up and up and.
La Canadá, ¿te acuerdas?
It was a left hand. He hit him with like two left hands.
But they were open-handed.
Yeah, it was open-handed.
All of it was open-handed.
He's smart too. He didn't want the ball to stretch up. That's why he didn't want to hurt himself. Probably. Yeah, he came quick though. Then he came back quick. He didn't step back too far. He was ready to scrap right there, homie. And that didn't look like no joke. Like that looked for real.
Canelo got a good fucking open hand right hand on it.
Let's watch it again.
Yeah, let's watch it. So he had already hit him with the left there. Boom.
Yeah, he knocked.
He hit him with one left already.
Because the
Missed.
push
Left,
didn't
right,
put...
left. Bam.
That right definitely was solid too, though. It was like.
Canelo's inside fighting is fucking pretty good, man. That's pretty incredible. Yeah. Yeah. My hotspot, I'll be right back.
Yo, what's up?
Who? I don't know. I can't fit in it. I'm like, I'm 6 feet tall. I need a car that I can fit in. Imagine how hot it is like this without strings. And they didn't sound
You got a Wi-Fi thing here?
I'm using my hotspot.
Chaos, huh?
Yeah.
Woo! It's fun stuff. What's going on?
Wait, what? Yeah, when he was cheering for Caleb. He was confusing, bro. He went to Caleb like in the same It's gonna be a good fight.
Gets the juices flowing, that's for sure.
In case Caleb. I don't think I need audio.
What are we waiting on?
Just give me the
Kayla. Who won the first round? Who won the first round? First exchange, bro. Canelo won the first exchange.
It's good to see Canelo getting mad.
Yeah, no, seriously. I like to see some spice from him, bro. A little irritation, you know?
You know, honestly, as much as I love the fights, I'm not gonna miss any fight. I know it's gonna be fights.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know who you are. I don't want to know who you are.
Was there like any changes between them before, like dialogue? Yeah, I was like, I don't think I heard anything about that.
So Patrick wants us to go to the penthouse?
Today?
I mean, we're going.
Oh, you guys?
I think they may be done by the time we get
Oh, good. Jump in my car. Just tell him.
Yeah.
Just say, you know what? I got in my car and I got back to the valley and Rachel wasn't in my car. Yeah, we did. And we got it up fast and now he's up in London. So there you go.
Send me the article when it comes out, right?
So what?
Send me the article when it comes out.
It's out.
The article came out already? That's my photo?
What's up, man? How you doing, brother? What's going on? Yeah, a little nuts. Yeah, it is a little nuts out there. But I mean, you know, shut up.
One question, Emil? Yes. Where are my pencils? Go ahead and take these out.
Okay.
Excuse me. Hi.
It's
Right. Yeah. Thanks. Is there like the Hilton meeting Wi-Fi? Is that?
Only in the lobby. It's Hilton's lobby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Happy anniversary.
Find something else. I told her.
But that angle looks like you can go. Oh, I thought you did. Well, I mean, you can see the turn. He had to turn out. And that's the thing. 1, 2, 3. I wasn't
Sí.
The hands. Alright, looks like I'm coming in. What's about you got this. Thanks for everything you did. Thank you.
You could just be like right here.
Right here's good.
I date a girl.
Here comes Caleb.
And he talks about his on your family. I guess. If I'd have been smart, I'd have learned Spanish. It's too late at my age. It's too late. It's too late.
Never that. Never.
Really? She's a better woman than me. She got the going right up, right on Martine's head.
You're gonna need to get the smaller shirts, Big Tim. Yeah,
No, man.
looking good, bro. Looking good. The shoulders are like down there, right here. Yeah, good shit. Good shit.
Flex on.
There you go. We gotta get you in the middle next time. No, thanks.
Never. Never have.
That'd be fucking dangerous. We all are, right?
I gotta have my girl ready.
Kind of worked out that we get it before and after. Normally it's we get them both before and then they're out.
Yeah,
boned out already, huh?
Man, it's big time. It's huge. I'm hungry. I'll be back. Yeah. What's that place called? Lion's Head? King's Head? You want to go to Lion's Head? That's a great spot.
His eyes eye on the side. Or is that just me? You see that little welt in his eye?
Yeah, we gotta do some Aztec. Oh,
for sure.
We got Wilder Fury. Yeah, it's just that small flavor. A little over there. Take that to the side. No, that's all right. Nobody can make any fights without us. Because we have quarter profit, whichever takes it. We got this little fight. And in December, we got Devontae. I don't think so. Gotta give everybody a taste.
Yeah.
Let everybody get a chance.
The West Coast getting a chance this time, maybe? Oh, that'd be good. Gracias. Good to see you, brother. Looking sharp, bro.
I told him, man. You're cleaner than the Board of Health.
Man.
Make me look bad. Look at you.
You know, I was pretty open minded. I wasn't sure how it was going to go, but I was very ready. But, you know, he pushed me and I went to hit him. And he went to hit me, his arms in my glasses, and kicked a little scratch. That's why I drove over his arm and squeezed my hair in my glasses. But it's not too bad. It's not nothing serious. But, that's what I asked. He got one on me, and I got one on him. So. No one's ever seen this. I think that there should be more of that in the sport, you know, that, you know, I don't think there's any sport for cheaters. You know, a lot of people are quiet on those subjects and don't want to speak up on it, whether they're scared or whether they're cheating themselves. I feel it in my heart, and I'm going to say, it's cheating. It's not up for discussion. If you go into trials, you got 6 months. You don't get that for not doing it possible. It's not up to me. I didn't say it. I didn't take that up to
Hey, Caleb, it's good to
see you. Canelo mentioned that you crossed the line with his mother. And
What did I say about his mother?
no, Canelo said. Could you tell something about it, please?
I'm asking you, what did I say about his mother?
I was not there, but I'm asking because Canelo mentioned during the press conference that you crossed the line with his mother. Nothing.
Maybe you don't know my mom. Where's she at?
I'm not like some people.
So you think it will be up to this mom?
That's great. That's a great answer. That's okay. And the second one, you stand. You say, is a cheater.
Huh?
You stand. You mentioned, is a cheater in front of him.
Okay, is he?
Well, that's the question for you, not for me.
It's not a question. That's the answer. It's not a question. Was he suspended for 6 months?
Okay, finally, it's personal for you?
All fights are personal.
All fights.
All fights.
Good to see you.
Here we go. Right here.
Caleb,
Marcus Hayes, Fight Hub TV here with Mr. Caleb Plate. Caleb, you had a little testy moment up there with Canelo. Looks like you guys actually exchanged punches. Just take me back to that moment. What happened? It looked like a normal face-off.
Yeah, normal face-off, and then he pushed me, so I got one on him. He got one on me. My glasses hit my face, gave me a little scratch. So it is what it is.
How disrespected did you feel, basically, with him coming up to you and pushing you after he pushed you? Is that why you countered with the punch?
Yeah, that's why I countered.
No doubt. You mentioned earlier about you being the only pro from Ashland. I talked the other day to Ty Tomlin, who looks up to you greatly.
Oh, yeah.
What would you tell him about today's? What happened about standing up for yourself? What would you say about it?
I mean, if you feel something in your heart, then just stick to it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say anything. I didn't go out of my way to say anything, make accusations. Anything I said today was not an accusation. So if facts are facts, then you gotta look at facts.
And talk about standing on those facts. A lot of the things, pretty much everything that you said today could be proven as fact. Why do you think that Canelo and his camp take such umbrage to that type of conversation?
I'm not sure. I mean, if it wasn't true, then there'd be no reason to get mad about it, I guess. But, you know, it seemed like that's a soft subject, you know, a sensitive subject for him. So I'm not sure why you have to ask him.
Lastly, Caleb, I'm going to end it with this. You've had a career where a lot of folks have been doubting you. There's been nothing but doubt. How motivated are you to take the titles away from Canelo and to be the true king at 68?
I'm motivated. I'm focused. I'm locked in. I'm training back to basics.
Caleb, while facing out, did you see anything in his eyes? Could you read it?
I don't know. I'm not concerned with that. I don't get caught up in that. November 6th with the bell rings. We're gonna find out for sure.
Caleb, was there something in your guys' verbal exchange that kind of triggered the push? That was it the last thing you said or something like that? Oh. Well, I mean, I'm just wondering if you found something when you were talking to him. Oh, maybe that's a little trigger
maybe
point.
he's used to guys standing in front of him and scaring.
And you felt the blood. Were you somewhat concerned, like, oh, maybe? I don't know, like, did your mind start running? Maybe this might be bad for the date, or
yeah, at first thing I'm like, man, how bad is this cut? But I went to the bathroom. It's just a scratch, and my glasses poked up, you know, went against my face, and so it left a scratch right there. So it was just bleeding from that. But it's not deep. I won't need stitches or anything like that. So I'm not concerned. I'm not worried. He got one on me. I got one on him. So tiebreaker come to
it looked like in the exchange he kind of open palmed you with the right hand. Did you feel anything of that? Did you kind of roll with it? Well,
no, he pushed me. I went to hit on him, and his arm. That's why his arm was bleeding. That's why he's done it, because it hit my sunglasses. And when my glasses in my face, it just made a little scratch.
I saw you tweeted real quick that old quote from Bernard Hopkins. Someone attributed to you saying, "I'll never let a white boy beat me." When the thing came out, you said obviously you didn't say that, but it seemed like you retweeted. Did you think that was kind of funny? That little play on words with that?
Yeah, it was funny. It was funny. But,
Caleb, right here.
Caleb,
so game time now.
Take me back to Sycamore High School, 2010. What would you tell senior year Caleb Plant? What would you talk to him about?
I would just tell him to stay focused and that you're right. So just keep doing what you're doing, because you're gonna make it you're gonna make it, and you know you're gonna make it. Just stick to it. Keep doing what you're doing.
Caleb, right here, Franklin, Tennessee.
Thank you, Caleb.
Grew up in Franklin. First of all, I commend you on handling your ship there when that happened. My question is, Canelo got really upset when he used the word motherfucker. For you, and me, that's a term of endearment. Is that kind of what happened there? Like he kind of.
Was anybody there when he was talking to Andre after the fight? What did he say? I'm gonna kick your ass, motherfucker, right? So when he says it, it's one thing, but when somebody else says it, it's, I guess, something completely different. So that's not how he took it. He knew what I said, and he knew what I was saying. He just, took it upon himself to do what he did. But like I said, he got one on me, I got one on him.
So it sounds like he was coming up with excuses for his actions, yeah?
Basically.
All right, can you give a shout out to Blue Moon Boxing? Blue Moon Boxing.
Blue Moon Boxing, what's going on? Caleb Plant, I'll be a super middleweight champ.
All right, thank you, Sean.
Caleb, you've been pretty vocal about. Yeah, go ahead. Running.
Animosity come from? He said he had kind of hardcore to say to him. Obviously, nothing that wasn't facts, but
Say what?
nothing that wasn't facts. But where does the animosity come from?
I mean, I got my game face on, you know. We were talking to each other, and you know, what transpired. Like I told him, he got one on me, I got one on him, and it is what it is.
How do you take the actions here? What do you take from all of this? And him being the one to throw a punch and this whole stuff. How do you take all of it?
He didn't throw a punch. His arm was bleeding. You see his arm up there bleeding. He kept dabbing it because his arm's in my sunglasses right here, pushing into my face, and that's what gave me a scratch on my eye. So, yeah. That's
the moment you had against Chris Ortega, but now you have this big moment against Canelo in the pay-per-view tonight. What has Andre worked to not being scared? There's some big fighters when they're at that stage, they get battered for the first round. What has Andre worked to maybe about living in that?
Just staying focused and locked in. I mean, he knows that I'm already capable of doing that. He knows that I'm good at that. I've had chances to slip and fall before. In the Jose Utkatiki fight, I had a chance to do that. Going into the fight, I had a chance to do that after I got cut from my headbutt. 30 seconds later, what happened? You know, I stayed focused, I stayed locked in, and I settled down for a second time. So, you know, I've been home back in Tennessee, fought in front of my hometown, thousands of people showing up. Told you this way, me that way. I could have, you know, succumbed to that, but I stayed focused. I got the job done in spectacular fashion. I mean, I've been on the big stage before, so, you know, I feel like sometimes people get too wrapped up in this media stuff. It's really just too much about boxing.
But what has Andre worked to getting your fight?
Just to stay locked in and focused, like I said, stay locked in.
How integral has he been in this camp for you so far?
How what?
How integral to the camp has he been so far?
I mean, we went out there for a couple of days and trained, and then that's been it.
Would you finally like to fight Benavides and get him somewhere too?
That's the plan. You know, right now I'm focused on November 6th. Everything else, you know, doesn't matter right now.
I got moving.
Carajo. That was a good shout out about the towel because I didn't think about it. And it looked like for a second.
Yeah.
It looked like for a second.
Well, sometimes I know too much about what's going to happen because I know that they need to make a lot of money. Everybody's going to be watching that fucking video later.
Oh, of course, bro, of course.
I was excited.
All right, I think. All right, my peoples. I am. Okay, I was over there. All right, I'm gonna get off my phone so I could use it for interviews and stuff. But appreciate you guys watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.